if we're recording yet.
Rob, I live a boring life. Would you say you live a thrilling life?
God, no.
Do you say you would you say you lack adventure?
Yes.
Lack purpose?
All of it.
Lack tasty, delicious beer in your life?
Outside of here, yes.
Well, my friend, I have the answer for you.
That's great, because that's what I've always wanted.
2 words. Hop passport.
You know, it sounds like 3 words. I'm just saying, I know it's not.
You're supposed to ask, well, Drew, what is a hop passport?
Well, Drew, what is a hop passport?
Well, Rob, I'll tell you what a hop passport is. It's a cool thing that unites you to the fine state that you live in. 14 states, in fact, across the country. But you got to buy your own state. That would be the smart choice.
Yes.
And it's going to bring you to some nice craft breweries across the state. You're going to get a nice little passport. You're going to go up to the barkeep and be like, barkeep, I am a hot passport holder. And he's going to look at you and go, hot diggity dog. Give me that book, and I'm going to slap this motherfucking sticker or stamp in your book.
So you do get a stamp, because that's very important to me, too.
You get a stamp. And then you either get buy one, get one, or you get half off your first 2 beers, which is, in a sense, is a buy one, get one. And you get that for, 2 beers.
Not going to lie, that sounds like a great deal.
I would say. And I'm going to give you an even better deal. Use promo code DUDES with brews at checkout. You're going to save $5. What can you do with that $5? Well, I'll tell you what you can do. You can buy yourself another beer at the brewery. Your first stop on your hot passport journey. You're going to get a sense of adventure. It's good all year long for the year 2019. We're in month 1 of 2019, 11 more to go. So hot damn, hop on the internet, hotpassport.com. Promo code DUDES with brews at checkout. Save $5.
I'm going.
Me too. Dude. Craft brews and casual conversations. I'm Drew. And Rob is here as well. The I guess you could say the unofficial co-host. We've never really officially announced it, but I mean he's kind of always there.
I'll always be here. If you want to hear this voice
in your heart,
my heart goes out to everyone
in your head,
and Drew especially,
and even in the good.
He
parts.
Calls, and I'm out of bed in a second.
We're gonna be drinking a white IPA, and this is Dudes with Brews on a Porch, Strange Brew edition, sucker.
Dudes with Brews on a Porch presents to you another edition of Strange Brews. Conspiracies, murder, ghost stories, aliens. They're all coming to get you, my dears.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. We I don't think we did one at all in December, the month of December. I'm pretty sure we didn't.
Some of those episodes got strange, but they weren't.
They weren't paranormal, conspiracy related or anything like that. Some of them got a little deep.
Yeah,
like last week's episode. So let's refresh. Last week we talked about our resolutions, and we went down a way I didn't think we were gonna go.
Yes, yeah, we did.
But first, before we get to that, we're 3 minutes in. We gotta talk about the beer. Those are the rules of Dave
I've already
Jackson.
drank it.
Son of a bitch. We're gonna be drinking New Belgium Brewing Company, which we've had on the podcast before. This is the seasonal Accumulation.
Got it.
Accumulation. It's been a while.
Accumulation.
It's been a while since I've stumbled on some words. This winter, IBUs start accumulating like snow in Colorado. With our new Accumulation White IPA, brewing a white IPA was not only a way to salute the white beauty falling from the sky. We're not talking about cocaine. We're talking about snow. But a direct revolt to the long-standing tradition of brewing dark beers for winter and winter seasonal beers. So they're switching it up a little bit. At least that's what their rebellious brewer, Grady Hall, likes to claim as he shovels in plenty of new hop varietals or varietals, however you want to say it, and a bit of wheat for a smooth mouthfeel. Stack up a few cases of Accumulation White IPA to keep your long nights glowing blizzard white. And if you're in the state of Wisconsin, there's a lot of green grass.
Yes.
So we don't have to worry about that, but snow was here.
It came and it went.
And it went. You want to hear the numbers?
Always.
Of course you do. 6.2 ABVs, 55 on the IBUs. I'm going to say for an IPA.
And I know what that means.
It's got a little bit of a haziness to it. It's not, super clear. It's definitely lighter than the IPAs that I've grown accustomed to. You can smell the hop. Let's see if you can taste it, baby. I'm excited about it. I'm excited for Rob sipping his second sip of that IPA that he doesn't like.
I prematurely got that mouthfeel.
Mm-hmm. God damn, that is an IPA if I've ever said so myself.
Are these the ones that I tend to not like?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind this one. This is good.
Yeah, it's not super hoppy. It's there, but it's cold. It's crisp, baby.
It's beer.
I love it.
I like the bottle. I know that's like the... I'm too many episodes in of doing a show about beers to go, I like the bottle. But I like the bottle.
I like the artwork. It's very like wintry. It's their seasonal beer, so it's got a nice little trailer on there with some snow.
I just like the thing that says Belgium. Is that wrong? I like the glass on the top.
Oh, the actual bottle, not the artwork, is what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, the artwork's good too, but
you don't mean that. You lie.
It's just my eye was drawn to that's a little above. It's above and beyond. They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to put Belgium on the stem of the bottle, but they did in glass. So you can put it on a shelf and go check it out. I drink New Belgium.
You can. Okay, so wrapping up things that I wanted to talk about last week, but we didn't. Before we start talking about the Hat Man, not to be confused with that man. We're talking about the Hat Man.
Where are the women? Where are the...
I don't know. It's a good question. It's a good question, Rob.
I guess the paranormal's not up to date on PC, but we'll get into that later, I guess.
Briefly touching on some subjects that I meant to talk about but didn't. I want to have a haunted experience. 2019.
That should have been the first thing for sure.
But we didn't. I don't know why.
Because I like seriously, I was really like trying to I was talking to a lot of people last October,
right? About
I wanted to go and get you a haunted experience. You can't go to a store though. No one sells a haunted experience, so it was difficult.
So I want to make that happen, and we came up with an idea last week. We kind of brainstormed. Your apartment's haunted, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it is. And a lot of people, it's not just me that has stuff happen there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's but then, it really depends on when.
Can we be watching TV, or does it have to be dark and alone? Don't leave me.
Well, I would say that if you're watching TV or something, it's better to, I don't know how often I've been sitting there. When Jenny was there, a lot of stuff was happening.
Sure.
But she lived there, so and it didn't like her, so it's
sure.
But it tends to happen more when you're alone.
Okay.
And that might also just be the fact that when I'm not alone, when David's in the other room or vice versa, we both go, oh, it must be the other person that's doing something.
Oh, sure.
So I'm not sure.
Could be. So there's that. I also do not want to post anything on Facebook.
That's a pretty easy goal to attain.
I think so. I'll do Twitter, and I'll do obviously Facebook for the podcast. I'll update that stuff. But my personal page, I'm not going to share any pictures. I'm not going to share anything that I'm doing.
No one looks at your pictures. I'm sorry. No, I'm talking to everybody out there. Nobody's looking at those pictures.
But I'm just not going to do it. I'm tired of it. I don't like it. I feel like people just go on there to brag or get thoughts and prayers. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do it. I'm not a part of it.
The only thing is, how are you going to show off your hot passport?
What I'll do here, I'll take pictures, and you can follow me on Instagram, the podcast on Instagram, which I'll do that. And then at the end of the year, I'll just post it all. This is what I did in 2019. Here it is. And people will be like, oh, that's nice. I'll give it a like, even though I'll only look at 2 pictures, maybe a little heart or smile.
That's a good cover art. I'll like that. And move on.
Yeah. And then you're done. Wrap it up. So, those are my ideas. That's what I kind of want to work on. And everything, all the other dumb shit we talked about last week.
I don't think I could post on Facebook less.
No, you're not very much. You're not very active, which is good. I commend you for that. So you want to talk about the Hat Man?
let's talk about the Hat Man.
You could call yourself a Hat Man because once again, MeUndies on
I'm
top
the
of your
MeUndies
head.
Hat Man, yeah.
Are the MeUndies under your bum?
Yes.
Under your bum, on top of your head. MeUndies.com/dudes with brews, 5% off.
I'm just saying, if you want to enjoy your beer and you want your nether regions to be 3 times more comfortable than everyone's around you.
3 times
MeUndies.
more comfortable, micro-modal.
And if you want your taste buds to be 3 times more happy, then drink the beers that we drink on the
I
show.
genuinely want
Except
you
for the
to go to
pickle beer.
MeUndies, buy something, and use that promo code. You're not going to save anything, but tell me about it. Use it at the checkout, and if we get enough people to use it, maybe they'll be like, "Hey,
What is this dude?
what is going on here?" And then they'll find us, and they'll be a sponsor.
Yeah.
And then, shit, we'll just be called Dudes in MeUndies. Dudes with brews in MeUndies. The Hat Man. So not clear who first reported this encounter. The Hat Man you could consider a shadow person. It's a phenomenon that Hollis something. Last name must be Hollis. Oh fuck.
It's all gone to shit.
Heidi Hollis, there we go. The woman who became something of an expert of the Hat Man story said there are distinct differences in the report she's fielded, categorizing the Hat Man as a separate, horrifying experience in its own.
So she's saying that this is something separate from the shadow
right.
people.
This is its own thing, correct? And so what does the Hat Man do? Well, he's a guy. He's a shadow figure. Tends to be pretty tall. He comes at night, dressed in a long black trench coat or a 3-piece suit, and he's always wearing a hat, whether it be a fedora, a top hat, or a cowboy hat. Witnesses say the Hat Man's eyes always glow red, and occasionally he checks a gold pocket watch chained to his belt. He's described as being at least 6 feet tall, though his stature reaches between 7 to 10 feet.
Okay, so this I knew that this existed, but I know of the quintessential Hat Man shadow person like subgroup.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that, because the glowing red eyes and the fact that there's a pocket watch, like shadow people tend to be all black,
and they're not concerned with what time it is.
I don't think that they care about the time.
3 o'clock, I must get going.
Do you think he has it do you think it's like got the year in it too?
The pocket watch?
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe.
It's 2019. I'm so late.
It's interesting with the red eye thing, because somebody once told me a story, and it's still a story that I want to get told on this podcast, but I'll briefly touch on it. His mom was very sick, passing away, and not doing well. And at one point in time, her his cousin or somebody was kind of his mom's caretaker for a little bit.
Yeah.
And one time, like she just sat up from bed and look and is like smiling, talking, and says, "My, what pretty red eyes you have."
That's creepy. That's just creepy.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying. But
Terrifying is a better word. That's I don't like the. I didn't like it when my dog woke up and growled at a chair that had nobody sitting in it, and that's just a dog. Like that's not even a human brain.
So that's pretty crazy. Do you hear that?
Yeah, it's like a children's toy.
Okay.
Is what it sounded like one of those like moo and spinner. The cow goes. That was amazing. That was Drew's moo, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Sorry about that.
Even though it only lasted for a second.
That was just a minor tangent because I heard a noise and I want to make sure I'm not delusional. Anyways,
that's how bad you want your experience.
I want it so bad.
Every noise.
Did you hear that fucking cow?
You should see Drew in a crowded room. There's like 3,000 people, and every noise he's like, "What was that? What was that?"
Oh my god! It's cold. It's cold. Did you get that breeze?
Yeah. What is it? Just
what's going on?
I felt a cold spot. I just opened the door, Drew. It's negative 20.
There's a fan right above you. According to this person, according to Hollis, like we said, it appears at night. Her roommate had an experience with it. She jumped out of bed, began screaming, but as soon as she got in there, the black Hat Man, Excuse me.
Is it Black Hat Man or just Hat Man?
It's referred to as both.
Okay.
Black Hat Man or Hat Man. He was gone. There's also been claims that the Hat Man will whisper ominous warnings to his victims, occasionally speaking in like riddles, like the Riddler.
Wow.
Hollis says he is where the buck stops when it comes to negativity. I don't really understand what that means. Of course, there's no pictures. There's drawings, though. And a lot of this also occurs with those who have sleep paralysis.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Is so she got up and she screamed when she saw this, which that's a major.
So she doesn't have sleep paralysis.
Yeah, that's a major like variance to the shadow person who's the Hat Man. Because I would say there needs to be I'm going to call this guy the Black Hat Man because, or maybe it should be the other way because you can't. The other guy is all black. It's a 3-piece suit. It's just a shadow, a 3-dimensional shadow with a. I wouldn't say a fedora. I think it's like a flat-brimmed fedora, if that's a thing. What are those called? It's a hat. It's
boulders or something like that. The thing that Heisenberg used to wear. I don't know.
Sort of, yeah, yep.
Okay.
Or the killer in that one movie. You know what I'm talking about, everybody.
I don't.
Well,
Freddy Krueger?
No, I was thinking of the less well-known 1921.
1921? Huh? Norman Bates?
No, there's a movie and it's called like 1921 or 1925. It's a. And I'm wrong about that too. It's that what's that Johnny Depp movie? That's the one I'm thinking of. Secret Window.
Okay.
Does he wear a flat brim hat?
Maybe.
No one cares. No one cares about what we're talking about.
No one even remembers that movie.
Let's move on.
Johnny Depp, he's in debt.
He is not.
Yeah.
How is
you didn't hear about any of that?
He's in debt?
Like crazy debt. He spends like $30,000 on wine a month. And there was a Rolling Stone article about it. How fucking poor he is.
Didn't we establish at the beginning of the show that I live an unexciting life? I have no online presence. Johnny Depp ruined himself for me when he turned into a crazy mustache man. I think he is the Black Hat Man. I think he's the one that's sneaking into people's houses.
That would explain some things.
I mean, 3-piece suit, gold watch, and a flat brim hat. That sounds like Johnny Depp to me these days.
My problem with Johnny Depp is like you never know where is he from. Is he from England? Is he from New York? Where the fuck is he from?
That good at acting.
Just when he talks, and how does his voice change so drastically? Like when he was in Edward Scissorhands and all that, he's got a higher pitched voice. Yeah. But now he's like, no dog like little grum. I'm on play on stage with Alice Cooper. My friend Joe Perry is not doing well.
I don't know. He was a musician before he was an actor.
Mm-hmm.
Before he was an actor before he was the Black Hat Man. So,
one explanation would be that it seems to make the most sense is a common disorder.
Common disorder?
Yes. These aren't hard words that I stumble on. They're not. I know what they are.
Your brain is working faster than your eyes are, or vice versa. Because I just heard what you just went common disorder. Like you you skipped the MON of common and the DI of disorder and just like blended it together.
Known as sleep paralysis, I believe that somewhere between 25 and 50% of adults in the U.S. have or will experience sleep paralysis. Fuck that. I don't want to do that. You know
You've
what that
never
is?
even had like a sleep paralysis dream or whatever?
Where you can't move?
Yeah, I've had many of them.
No.
They are terrifying. They suck. But
sleep paralysis is like a thing where you're awake, but your body is still in like that sleep mode, and you can't you can't move.
It's not always accompanied with these shadow people, but
I first learned about it on The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah,
did you watch that show?
I did not.
Ending kind of sucked.
Yeah,
but it's a good show. You should watch it.
I don't watch those types of shows.
Why?
Because I'll live with a ghost, but I will not watch.
You'll not watch something about
scripted.
I don't like watching scary things either.
I finished,
but I watch them a lot.
I finished American Horror Story first season.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was. I didn't like the ending. I thought I thought that they made it too. They were like, "Oh, we got to make it a happy ending," sort of.
They get like too
If everybody
weird.
dying,
Like every
it's a
season's
happy
different, a different story.
ending. I like the Insane Asylum one.
I've only watched the first season. I started watching the second season, seemed good, and then I watched like the first episode of the third season, and like a girl like kills people while she's fucking them, and I'm like, all right, this is that's too much for me.
That's the third season. I think was the Insane Asylum season.
Well, where she fucks someone and they die.
That was not a runner throughout the entire.
Oh, just the first episode.
Yeah, that was just something that like, you totally like judged it a little harshly, quickly. One-time occurrence.
Anyways, the sleep paralysis occurs when REM sleep, the deep dreaming phase of the sleep cycle, becomes interrupted, dysfunctional, or occurs too quickly. Understandably, this is why sleep paralysis occurs more frequently with people who have narcolepsy than people who just have trouble sleeping. I wonder if I've ever had I've had really like confusing dreams, like intricate dreams where it's like things are going on and I'm like awake during, like I'm like half awake, half asleep during it. I don't know if that's a sleep paralysis, but like when my alarm goes off, I just get up.
No, that's the main thing with a sleep paralysis dream, and I've heard it a couple different ways. But most people, they find themselves awake in their bed, so nothing is different.
Yeah, they're awake.
Nothing is different.
They just can't talk and they just go for like 20 minutes.
It's not even like that. It's hard to explain, but
you can't move.
The terror that sets in for the fact that you're like, I could not imagine being one of those people like 1% or 2% of people or something like wake up from anesthesia, but they don't.
Oh fuck! But they can't move or communicate.
But like they feel everything. So like they're going into surgery, and so like, I mean, how fucking terrifying is that thought? Like, hey, guess what? You're gonna feel everything they do, but you can't tell them, so they're just gonna keep on going.
And they're just like eating Snickers around you.
Yeah.
Is it the blue wire?
Yeah.
So
I can't find that. Just leave it.
Yeah, fuck it. Our bodies have a mechanism when we sleep that paralyzes us to prevent us from sleepwalking while unconscious.
Well, yeah, because and this is like I mean, obviously, if you're having a dream where you're like Indiana Jonesing all over the place, like running and jumping on whips and what, you would be doing that with your body and slapping your wife in the face when you're trying to whip across a gorge. So like, but what's crazy is that your muscle memory, like this is not science, but this is in my personal experience. Like I used to skateboard all the time. Sleep paralysis does not stop my muscle memory from skateboarding. If I have a dream where I'm skateboarding and I do a kickflip in the dream, I kick myself awake. Like like my feet, like I actually do the motions of skateboarding. So you don't know if you landed it? No, I always assume I did. So it's like I have a theory that you're deep seated, like if you like play an instrument or something, like you might like in your doing that in your dream, the paralysis might not actually stop you from doing that, but most your basic activity, otherwise you'd wake up in the middle of the road every night. Right.
My brother used to sleepwalk, but anyways, for some people the mechanism of this it may onset too early or occur while you're in between lucidity and dreaming. And that's when hallucinations occur. So a lot of people chalk this up to a hallucination. That one of the most common is those in scenarios is that the feeling that there's someone or something else in the room. Some people even feel like a demon is sitting on their chest and things like that. So
there's a bunch of different subcategories of shadow people, which are all directly related to sleep paralysis to an extent. Like there's like the old woman who slowly creeps closer to you because you can like move your eyes kind of, and that's about it. And to me, being somebody that's had dreams like this, but I've never experienced like the closing in of a shadow person.
All right.
But
why red eyes?
This is the thing that distinguishes the two, in my opinion. Like when it's just a 3-dimensional shadow person and you're experiencing sleep paralysis, like I said, I've experienced sleep paralysis without the shadow people, but the overwhelming terror of like the realization that fuck, I cannot move, I can't do anything.
Right.
Your brain goes into like overdrive, and I can totally see where people would go. There's a reason for this. What's the reason for this? Somebody must have done this to me. Oh, is that? And then it's dark in your room, and your brain plays tricks on you. Now, when you add in red eyes and a gold watch, I don't know where the fuck that comes from. And that's so like this. I mean, whereas you could kind of pass off the normal shadow person as just like the brain playing tricks during a sleep paralysis dream.
What
this dude doesn't sound like that's that, because this person that we're talking about, or the first person or whatever, no sleep paralysis, so no reason for there to be that immense terror.
Right.
But then you add in I mean, the room is dark and there's shadows all over the place that your eyes can kind of morph into whatever, because that's all. I mean, your eyes don't see anything. Your brain interprets it. Your eyes bring in the light, and then your brain interprets it. If your brain is in a mode where it's like something bad is happening, it's going to interpret your surroundings to say, why is this bad thing happening? And it fills in the details. I mean, your brain does that with everything. If you hear rain and you see rain, but you can't, but you're outside and you feel moisture, you'll start to feel rain droplets, even if it's like not raining. If that makes sense. Am I moving too much? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, your brain so it's like it's not a huge leap to say when you're stuck in bed and you can't move anything and it's dark for your brain to go, why is this happening? Okay, look at what's around you. Oh, there must be somebody there. Somebody must have done this to me, so it creates that. But when you talk about somebody waking up and it's like, there's just a man in a three-piece suit checking a fucking watch and going, negativity, the buck stops here. The negativity buck stops.
And when my dad had his old farmhouse, who saw shadow figures, and she didn't have sleep paralysis either. She never saw a guy in a hat.
Yeah, well, there's like 9 categories of shadow people.
But
and there's also just.
Well, let's give some light on this a little bit.
Sorry, just say, Rob, shut up.
There, that guy we were talking about, Art Bell. Is that the guy, your dad's friend?
No, that is the Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
My dad's friend is James Gordon of Tamarack.
Okay.
Art Bell, man, that would be a hell of a get.
Yeah.
I think he's dead, though. I'm not sure.
It could be. This
George Norrie or whatever would be he's the new Coast to Coast AM.
Okay.
Radio guy.
Yeah, so Art Bell kind of really like brought knowledge or awareness to these shadow people back in 2001. And, a lot of people are wondering, are they good? Are they evil? Many are landing on both sides and everything like that.
I've actually heard that rebroadcast.
Oh, really? I'll have to try to find it. But what most people don't know is that while many were being tormented by shadow people, we were talking about a select group had the Hat Man. So the Hat Man syndrome, which they're just saying it's like the same phenomenon, but he comes in all these. It's kind of like That Man, where they identify.
Well, this is where when you're what you're saying right now, it's like I can't. I know that I keep on pushing this, but it's like I want there to. I wish that like we knew exactly.
Right. Well, it says the phenomena seems to center around basements, and according to experiencers, appears to manifest in situations of intense negativity and family dysfunction. In fact, many times, if one person in a household has started experiencing visits from the Hat Man, it's almost guaranteed that another family member will begin seeing the strange shadow man soon afterwards. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's.
But that goes against the theory of the sleep paralysis.
It does, except for if you bring in you think about the fact that if they tell the other person, once you tell the other person, that experiment is null and void. If you go to your sibling, I had this fucking crazy dream where this dude in a hat or whatever, you've now put that in that person's head, and so now their head is going to create. I know that might be me being cynical, and I'm not trying to be. I'm just looking at it like I totally believe that these things happen and exist to an extent. But I try and also look at what the real, what the reasoning behind it might be. So it's like I don't want to be one of those people like everything exists, all of it. Fuck you if you don't believe in anything. Like I want it all to exist. I even want the negativity man to like to take like whatever. But
well, I'm pretty negative. How come he's never made a stop here?
You're too tired, jerk.
I'm tired all the time. Yeah. There's people that are that have like encounters with them.
If you bring this up in conversation for just like randomly for a week, right? Just like kind of go say shadow people every once in a while.
I've seen this fucker at the end of my bed. He's wearing a hat, red eyes. I don't know what's going on.
You will find somebody that's had an experience. I guarantee it. People are all over the place. They just don't always talk about it, like or whatever.
Yeah.
But they have no problem talking about it when it comes up. But nobody's like going, "Hey, I'm Rob. I have shadow people dreams." They're terrifying. Shadow people terrify me in my sleep.
Well, the one person on Reddit here says, my first encounter with Hat Man was when I was 5 years old. We were living in an old house next to a cemetery. A bedroom window overlooked the children's part of the graves.
That sounds like just a lovely property.
They would see a large, maybe 6 foot tall shadow man wearing a round top hat on the wall next to the window frequently. The window would open during the night, and I remember constantly having to get up and close it. Their next encounter with the Hat Man
This is a 5-year-old?
Right.
That is fucking terrifying. I'm sorry.
He was 5 at the time. No, you're fine.
I'm sorry about the swearing, but that is terrifying.
The next encounter with Hat Man was much different. I was 9 years old, and when we had been living in a motel on a shady part of town, I started having recurring nightmares involving a tall man dressed in a black suit wearing a square top hat. I was terrified of this man because he has red eyes, and I had the feeling if I looked into them long enough, he would steal my soul. Nope, just gingers.
Gingers don't have souls to steal.
So they try to steal yours.
Oh, just gingers steal souls.
Right.
I was unfamiliar with that.
Jesus Christ. I don't know. I'm sorry. He started appearing on the ceiling above my bed for about a month, which in the other articles I've seen, like sometimes he's hovering above you, just watching you. Usually he's just watching you, and sometimes he'll whispers to you.
So there's nothing about him moving closer slowly?
Not that I've seen.
So that's I think that's the old woman. Like there's the shadow woman, and she slowly gets closer and closer.
Swallow your souls.
Well, and most people like they have this overwhelming desire to shut their eyes, but they can feel her getting closer.
Right.
And some people actually have seen her get she gets onto their chest.
Yeah, it's either like he's like just hovering above you, watching you, or like sitting at the end of your bed, or he's just at the bed watching you. But so this person was terrified because of the red eyes. He had a feeling that if you looked at him, his soul would get lost. He started appearing on the ceiling above my bed for about a month of having the nightmares. He would just wrap his entire body up in the blankets like himself. He would hide.
Yeah.
He was 9 years old. He didn't know what a soul was, but I did know he wanted mine, he says.
Well, you have to know what a soul is to know that somebody wants yours, don't you?
He wants something inside of me.
He wants to get... I'm sorry. I'm not going to go down that road. It's too easy. It's too easy. Well, yeah, that's... and that's like the red eyes thing, that's the thing that's crazy to me, is like I can... I've heard of this whole other entity of this, like the black shadow man, just straight black. It is just a shadow. It is of some sort, and like that to me can easily be a distortion in your brain that's just making a reason for your terror. But the red eyes and this gold watch, like if multiple people are seeing now red eyes, that accompanies like all supernatural things. Rabies gives you red eyes. I've never heard that.
I don't know if that's true. Isn't that a thing? Like you're not supposed to fuck with the red-eyed animals?
They don't glow, though. I think that they're just tired. They're just stressed out.
They eat you.
They're dehydrated.
Fun fact about rabies, Fond du Lac is the home of one of the only, I think maybe the first person to survive a full-fledged rabies virus.
Yeah, we know how to party.
Yeah.
But
she picked up a bat in a church.
It's like
smart thing.
Yeah, those two things, like the red eyes, that I think that can even be that can like be described by like your brain can kind of come up with that too. But the gold watch for multiple people that have never talked to each other to like write the same thing online and go, yeah, he had a gold watch that he would check every once in a while. It's like these people are terrified of non-conclusion. So it's like they're just what are you gonna do? Just fucking do it.
When they say that he like would whisper every once in a while, I'm interested in what he would sound like. He doesn't really talk about like his tone of voice. You know, is it like, oh, what's up?
Yeah.
Or was it just like, it's like,
I'm the negativity, but the buck stops with me.
Oh, what time is it? Oh, time for crumpets. Are you ready? Oh, sorry.
My hat breeds on your negativity.
I got to stop at Ben Stein's house and get some clear eyes.
That's all he wants. I really have to go. Do you have some clear eyes or not? I gotta get out of here.
My fucking eyes have been itching for decades. Now give me the goddamn eye drops, or I'm leaving. But yeah,
give me the eye drops. Or I'll take your soul.
That's what he whispers to him. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. I'm trying to see some other things here.
I will say this though, being somebody that has heard voices and like, God, I feel like I'm such a freak, like because I have a lot of sleep issues and have for my entire life.
Do you just need to snuggle with someone? Do you need to be the little spoon for once?
I would love to be the little spoon forever. Like. Yeah, there was a portion of my like when I think I've talked about this a little bit where I saw the dancing shadows, which is or the 9 or whatever. It's like every night when I would go to bed, it wouldn't be 3-dimensional shadows. They would just be. It would look like because have you ever like when you're going to sleep, you see that strobing light that comes from your like your alarm clock or whatever. You can see the strobe of it really fast.
Yeah.
So like. I would like that. Like I can't have light when I sleep anymore. But back when I was younger, I would have that, and it would just be like things that would dance around the room. Like like basically like the center of the room was some type of.
We were like
just dancing around it, like a tribal dancing or something. And I would just watch it, and it would put me to sleep eventually. It was like a mobile of some sort, like for adults or young children. But
did you drink like milk at night? Did it taste funny?
No.
Okay, that's good.
Did you take a paper? Were you just was somebody giving you square paper?
Another person on Reddit, or did you have more to say?
Well, I was just gonna say like later on. I know I've talked like there was times when I would hear voices from the head of my bed and the foot of my bed talking over. But the weird thing is when you hear that, no, they weren't talking to me.
No.
They were just talking like about me or about the room or what. Like it was like really weird. But
this room is a sty.
Yeah, somebody needs an interior decorator. It's just like it shamed me every night when I went to sleep. It shamed me to death.
Like, never mind that it's a ghost. What really haunts you is,
is what
the verbal abuse you're receiving from these spirits. That'd be a good. That's a good skit right there. That's a good movie.
Does he have a hole in his sock? Oh my god!
Not again.
But
bro, did you just piss yourself?
Yeah. When was the last time this guy bathed? But yeah, so it's like, but the thing is like you don't know it's really hard to give somebody a description of the voice.
Right.
Like I can say that from firsthand experience where it's like, but like when you're trying to think back on it, it's like, it's not creepy, but it's not normal. It's not just like a guy going, hey, what are we going to do to this kid tonight? I don't know. Let's just talk over the top of him and watch him cower in fear. It's like...
Casper the Friendly Ghost? Yeah, no, they're just the mean ghost or the...
Yeah.
The ghost the narcissistic ghost.
The
I want to
Jewish
meet that
mom ghost.
One person on Reddit goes, I've never heard of the Hat Man before, so somebody like posted in the thread like any experiences. He said, but I'm wondering if that's what I saw. We lived in Salem, Massachusetts for 9 months in a 200+ year old house.
That was a warlock, dude.
Yeah. Family and friends were very uncomfortable staying there. I kind of loved the creepiness of the town and the house. Okay. But on a number of occasions, I would wake up in the middle of the night and see a man standing over our bed. He was wearing a hat and a long coat. I couldn't make out any features, just that it looked like his head was tilted down in our direction because the hat was tilted as well.
So you mean you saw the exact thing in this story, and now you're going, I wonder if it's the same?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck you, guy. Yeah, you saw it. What do you want me to tell you?
They also had
Why do
the
people
attic
post like that?
They also had the attic door swing open randomly, very stiff latch to open, and he heard someone talking to their pre-verbal son. I thought it was my husband, but he was at the other end of the house. So I did see a hat man. Not sure if it's the hat man. Bitch, it is the hat man.
Yeah, that come on.
There
like,
can only be one.
That's I'm sorry. As you're reading that, I'm just like, what did you also stop breastfeeding at 2 and like my attic door swung open? No one. I don't need your life story about doors opening.
Well, it's because of the
no.
You're a little judgmental if you ask me.
Yeah, I thought you were like gonna I thought that she was going down this road of like every paranormal thing that she thought ever happened to her was gonna be in this like Reddit post, and it was like, yeah, you saw the Hat Man. You know, okay, tell your experience and move on. I'm an asshole, everybody. Just
have you seen a bird? Have you seen a bird since the government shut down?
A bird?
A bird. Like a wild bird.
It's winter here.
But have you seen one? Neither has this person. They think it's a conspiracy.
I don't think I have seen a bird since the government shut down.
Well, this I'm on the.
A lot of the trees don't have leaves either. What?
Oh shit! Could be winter.
Could be government conspiracy that they are.
You gotta talk into the microphone, dog. This isn't your first rodeo.
Am I not close? I thought I was talking really loud. I'm sorry.
No.
And I felt like you went like this before when I started yelling because I was.
Oh
like,
no!
I was like, oh, I must have heard his eardrums. But yeah, leaves and birds are listening devices that are put in place by the government. And I'm done. I gotta go. I think there's a listening device here. Somebody's recording us right now, and it's really getting in my head.
I think this conversation is being recorded.
Call me paranoid.
Yeah, but
somebody's listening.
But yeah, that's pretty much all about the Hat Man there. No one really says anything as well, about.
I want to hear more stories about the black, I want to say, okay, I'm going to go Shadow Hat Man is Black Hat Man. Hat Man is Gold Watch, Red-Eyed Hat Man. I want to hear more stories about Hat Man. The guy where it's not sleep paralysis and he has clothes on, and because if multiple people are seeing that, because that might have just been, if one person saw that could be a ghost. I mean, that could just be like some dude that lived in the house back in the 1700s or something, or 1800s.
There's a book about it.
What's it called? Let's plug that book, son.
It's called The Hat Man: The True Story of Evil Encounters by Heidi Hollis.
That it's evil. Say negative. I mean, he says I'm the negativity buck stops with me. So like,
oh god, hold on a second. I'm gonna put this on pause. Okay.
I mean your jubilant, happy joyfulness.
That wasn't that your previous sentence wasn't recorded.
Good.
So
that's why I'm not going to go into it anymore.
we're talking about the book, The Hat Man, the true story of evil encounters, and you're saying you don't know it's evil. Yeah, you don't. I guess you don't really know. It could be you can get an autographed copy for whatever that's worth. I never heard of this chick before, so I mean, I really don't care.
I was watching the Larry Sanders Show yesterday.
Oh, she gave him the hat. She gave him the name Heidi Hollis.
Heidi Hollis gave the Black Hat Man the name Black Hat Man.
The Hat Man.
Well, way to be original. But call him like Giorgio.
Oh, she was on Coast to Coast.
Yeah, yep. I don't remember names, but I do I know that I heard that original because they rebroadcast Art Bell's stuff like on the weekends. They'll do Somewhere in Time with Coast to Coast, so they do old shows.
That's cool. That's something I always wanted to do, like go do like old school like radio stuff, like bring back like programs like that, or
I love the old radio
like
dramas.
the Lone Ranger or
Yeah.
something like that. Like I think that'd be so cool to.
Dude, I'm writing one right now. I'm having a hard time with the second act and third act, but I wanted to write it. I thought we talked about this.
Yeah, you did.
Weren't you gonna help me? Where have you been?
All right, I bet you need to see a draft.
I need help with the draft. I'm bad at dialogue. I just erase it. I write it and then I erase it and then I write
Well, that's
it.
not
and then I
very
erase
productive now, Robert, is it?
it. No, it's not.
Yeah. But yeah, so I wouldn't, from what the minimal research I've done, I wouldn't say that the Hat Man is evil.
I think he's just like a nuisance.
Yeah.
We need to put like a Hat Man traps out.
Do you think if like you threw like a trucker hat at him, you would like try to
change his personality completely? He'd show up and like cut off tees from then on. Like,
yeah, he changes the tire. That would be pretty funny.
Well, you know what? I would honestly, when I think of that 5-year-old kid, for me, if that was me, I totally would have been like, Mom, I need a Ghostbusters stuff for Christmas this year. So like, I'd put out Ghostbuster traps and.
My grandparents live right by a cemetery. There's this like you go to their backyard and right over the fence there's a cemetery, that big one on Fond du Lac Ave.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, my grandma lived over there too, actually, for a while before she moved to where my parents are now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
there's a really creepy little.
I once took a football from there.
That was from somebody's grave.
No.
Oh,
it was along the fence, right outside their fence. So I just
okay, yeah. You just about maybe like exposed a huge character flaw. I feel like somebody left a football on somebody's gravestone, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna take this football.
No, I didn't do that. Unless somebody put it there on somebody's grave and it just like
rolled
over.
away. Well, that's still a free game. Once it's off the grave, it's free game. But there's actually that really creepy little cemetery over by my parents' house. By the Elms Trailer Park. It's like an old ass yeah, and it's like the size of this room only.
Right.
And it's got like brick walls up to like about 4 feet. We should go just chill in there for a night and see what happens.
A whole night?
Well, a couple hours.
I gotta get a field recorder. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's have you looked into how much they cost or anything?
The one I want is expensive.
3,000?
Like $700.
Yeah.
But maybe. Well, you know what? I may or may not have some access to one that I can borrow.
I should look at honestly. I should look on eBay and see if somebody's selling one. Like
yeah,
one.
The zooms are good, but yeah, we could see what happens. Just play it and kind of.
Well, honestly, even if you just get something that works, like and like
I want a spirit box.
You can get a digital recorder, and
you
just
do
go
it on our phone.
Yeah, and just go. Okay, hey, I apologize, but the craftsmanship of this podcast is not going to be as good as the craftsmanship of the beer this time. But I'm drinking it. I know. Don't judge me.
No, I wasn't judging you.
I thought you were shaming me because
not at all.
Beer left.
You're always a slow beer drinker. I'm always done before you.
You were pounding that shit. Except for that Scotch beer, I feel like I drank that one pretty fast.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, Hat Man, if you've experienced them, let us know.
Yeah, I don't know if we delved into this as like I think we got pretty deep into it, but
I don't know what more there is to say about it. Really, like no one's died as a result of.
Well, what do you think? Do you think it's a product of their people's like fears, or do you think it's a real thing?
I mean, I think it's very well could be a real thing. Is it one entity in itself? I don't think so. There's probably multiple of them.
I think that I don't think that there's like
just one.
Yeah, I don't think it's I don't think
traveling the world.
Yeah.
Hashtag wanderlust.
Black wanderlust.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's very well possible. I get pretty scared and weary of like the demonic type of stuff. I don't really like talking about it. I don't even like watching movies about it. like The Exorcist really, I don't know, it just creeps me out. I've watched plenty of Exorcist movies, but I don't like them.
Yeah, I don't.
That's just like a topic that like I don't want to fuck with.
Yeah.
Next Strange Brews on exorcisms. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm personally, I know that there's like exorcism still happening today. It's coming back.
Every
It's, like,
state
coming
has like at least one
licensed
person that does does exorcism, that has the ability of doing exorcisms.
It's just those are the things where it's like when I think about that, I can't help but go, if this is a product of somebody's psyche, and then you say it's like a placebo effect, like, okay, you're cured, and you believe that you're cured, then you're cured, like
right. That's what that one there. I don't know. It might have been called like The Last Exorcism. The one dude from Better Call Saul's in it, and he also played the professor that had an affair with Kelly Kapowski in the college years of Saved by the Bell. I don't know his real name.
That is a deep cut for that actor. That is beautiful.
He plays I think his name's Howard in Better Call Saul.
Is he like the bald guy?
No.
Oh,
he's like one of the other lawyers.
I saw something just because this came up. I saw an old the bald guy when he was younger. He did like a after school special type thing that was
I forget what his name is. I forget what his name is. The guy that played Mike in Breaking Bad and in Better Call Saul.
It was so funny to see somebody like
he looks way different. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's Hat Man.
I hope no one I hope only Drew experiences it so that he gets his experience.
Thank you.
Actually, I wouldn't want you to experience this personally, because you don't want to be introduced into paranormal stuff with the Hat Man, because
Zach Baggins, he's got one of the most popular ghost hunting shows on there. He didn't believe it until he came face to face with one.
Is that
I never believed in ghosts until I met one face to face. Have you ever heard like have you watched Ghost Adventures?
No.
His commentary is like, it's fucking horrible. It's just like when he does like the narration, could this be a spirit? Or like, it's just like, we do not believe that this was a spirit, but a mere speck of dust. Like, it's just, you have to watch an episode sometime.
Light reflecting.
Do you have Hulu?
No.
Oh, okay. It's on there. I watch it all the time because
I got Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on there. My a guy I know is on a paranormal show on Amazon.
Yeah.
Haunted State.
Okay.
It's called.
I feel like I've watched that.
Todd Deering. He was on this podcast one time. He is on in both of those movies. There's two of them, and then it also got picked up for a series to be a TV show on Amazon. Pretty sweet, huh?
Yeah.
I know, I know someone. He's my friend. He's famous. And he's never offered to take me up on an adventure. That's okay. It's not his project. He's on the He's along
the authority.
Yeah.
He could still ask. And then when you say, I want to do it, he could be, I was just trying to be nice. I can't actually. I don't have to.
Yeah, for sure.
Where are we at? Are we timed out?
Yeah, we're about done here. We drink New Belgium Accumulation, the White India Pale Ale. New Belgium from our friends in Fort Collins, Colorado. What do you say, man?
I mean, I'm not, like we've already established, I'm not a big
IPA
guy, but this was good. I mean, it's light.
It's light. It's
a light on your tum tum,
It's got a mosaic and a Amarillo hops. They bring a soft fruit and citrus flavor, followed by a layer of bitter, in this seasonally sweeted.
And it definitely does have
light.
that. It's like originally it starts like it almost goes bittersweet bitter.
I hate the phrase bittersweet.
But I wasn't saying bitter
I know,
sweet. I was saying
I know what
bitter,
you mean.
comma, sweet, comma, bitter.
I know. I'm just saying, like when people go like, "Oh,
bitch,"
such a bittersweet moment.
It was bittersweet.
Like when I graduated college, there's nothing bittersweet about it. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm done with college. Thankfully.
Yeah, who wants bittersweet? I want sweet.
When I left Walmart, it wasn't bittersweet. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna miss some of you guys, but you know what? I don't need you in my life.
Phones exist outside of college.
Yeah.
But I'm never gonna call you.
Right. Hags.
I gotta
Have a great summer.
I
Call me.
Is that something that
In my yearbook, there's so many hags.
That hurts my humanity. That exists. Hags.
Hags. Have a great summer.
Just you can't even write it. You're never gonna see me again. You can't even write it out.
I have so many phone numbers in the yearbooks that I feel
You ever
like
go back and want to just call those numbers?
I do.
Let's do that.
Once.
Like just
that could be a podcast
yeah, let's do that on a
episode.
podcast.
We just call it. Hey, remember when back in 12, 13 years ago, you said you want to hang? I'm available. You want to? Let's get together.
I'm doing this podcast now. You should come be on it. We'll play frisbee.
That would be. I think that would be hard to do, to have a conversation with someone that, like, I really haven't talked to in a long time. That isn't like a person that interests me. You know what I mean?
Call those numbers and go, hey, you put in my yearbook, we should hang out, and that that you wanted to get together or whatever. I just got kicked out of my place, so is it cool if I
That would be pretty funny.
just like come up with like life tragedies and see how like what people will help you out with. Like I'll live in your garage.
That'd be an interesting experiment. That'd be an interesting experiment. But
most of those numbers have got to be garbage now.
But. I think so. Mine's been the same for a long time. I would say definitely drink it.
Yeah, drink it.
The new Belgium Accumulation.
I think this is a good like anytime beer.
For sure, yeah. Like, it's not. Some IPAs are like really, real hoppy. Like, you have to be in the mood for the IPA. But this one, there, like a game time beer, I like to call them, where you can eat a bag of chips with them, or have a nice sandwich. Maybe put down a cold cut.
Yeah. I think this would be good with a Triscuit or a wheat thin.
Are those your snacks?
Oh, I love wheat thins.
Why?
Because they're thin crackers of wheat. I don't know. I do love crackers.
I want a nice wheat thin with my IPA, sir. Jarvis, would you please serve me my wheat thins with my IPA?
I wish I knew some like.
Don't give me that bullshit. Cheez-It.
Yeah. Fuck the Cheez-Its. I just hate Cheez-Its.
You don't like Cheez-Its?
No. Or Goldfish.
You are no longer welcome on this program.
People revolt.
All right.
Well,
if you see the Hat Man, let us know. If you'd be cool to subscribe on iTunes or whatever, that'd be cool too.
Any shadow person, take a picture, send it in.
For sure. Red eyes, take a picture. If an animal has red eyes, might have rabies.
If you can get a voice, if you hear the voice of the Hat Man,
and
remember,
not from the show,
remember what it sounded like, and please Twitter,
email.
What is that called? A tweet? Is that a tweet?
Yeah,
those little tweet.
Are you on Twitter?
Twit. No.
I'm on Twitter. I got some good tweets.
I think actually I did make a Twitter back when I wanted to follow Louis C.K., but I never did it.
He deleted his Twitter a long time ago.
I never even because I tried creating one the other a year ago or something.
Louis C.K.
and it was like, oh, you already have a Twitter.
More controversy. Well, you want to hear one of my tweets? Have you heard about Bird Box, the movie on Netflix? It's a big phenomenon.
Yep. Which I thought was
I didn't watch it.
This movie is a clear like, oh hey, The Quiet Place did. Let's make a movie where your fears manifest if you see things.
Well, thanks for ruining that.
That's in the first 5 seconds of the trailer.
You're a piece of shit. I'm just kidding.
It looks terrible.
So my my tweet about Bird Box, you tell me if this is a good one, if this is quality. It said like, so there's like a hideous pigeon inside the box or something. It's pretty good, right?
Made me laugh, yeah.
Hashtag Bird Box.
Well, now whenever I hear Bird Box or like somebody was talking about bird baths on the radio on the way here, and they're like, like all I just like clicked in when they said bird baths and like bird baths, the garden gnomes, whatever. But I watched the show Patriot and there's an officer bird bath and I thought I was like, oh, they're talking about Patriot.
Where are you going? Oh,
wow, hostile. Have fun at Applebee's.
just for a
Or
job-
don't.
for a,
That was me, not Drew.
that's for her.
She's on the phone.
John.
We're being very rude.
Yeah. Yeah. So before we go, we have another.
You got a song?
We got a song.
Oh, hey, I want to get that Sunday Sunglasses song on one
here?
of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Give me it. But this week we're gonna be playing a band
No, bump it. We want
that I really like. There used to be a band. There's a band called Seosin out there that the lead singer, his name was Cove.
What you gotta say the name of the band again?
Seosin.
Seosin?
Seosin. It's one word. I used to be like a really big fan of them, and then the original singer like left a long time ago, and then this singer Cove was in it, and that's like kind of when I discovered him, and I really like loved him and his voice and everything. And then he eventually got kicked out. He's got a new band. It's called Dead American, and they released an EP. It's heavy and it's sweet. Their EP, you might appreciate this title. It's called "The Shape of Punk is Dumb."
Oh, that's crazy because there's an album called The Shape of Punk to Come.
Yeah, it's a play on that.
It is?
Unrefused. Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Which is a great album.
Yeah.
Refused was really good.
Refused is good.
I'm not a big punk guy, but I really like that Refused album.
Yeah, but yeah. So this EP, it's called "The Shape of Punk is Dumb," which is, I think it's kind of funny. But
it is funny because it's true. The shape of, well, if only the shape of punk became what Refused wanted it to be, but
Right.
it didn't. So now it's this.
But I'm going to be playing a song. It's called "Grown So Cold," which is a really good song, a really good track. Like I said, it's heavy, and I really enjoy it. And this EP is really good. Go support them because they funded this EP all by themselves. They're trying to fund their full-length album. Support independent artists.
Yeah.
Follow them. Listen to Dead American. Rob, thank you.
Hot passport.
Hop. That too.